quality of the music itself. I'm not going to talk about the rapping yet, but that sounds like a professionally developed CD, and it is, right? It is a professionally developed CD. Yet it was done without the benefit of the big companies behind this group of young artists. And you're listening to the rap skills of ItzNoelZ, and she is with us here in the studio tonight. So I'm going to bring on the microphone. ItzNoelZ, how are you? And welcome to the program.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hi, it's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, yes. I am. Well, first of all, I want to say the quality of the what's the name of your CD?
The name of the CD is Heartbroken. The
blew me away.
ItzNoelZ presents Heartbroken, a mixtape for solo project.
Okay, all right, good stuff. So this song we listened to in the background, what was the inspiration behind that?
The inspiration behind Venus, track 12 on my CD, just drifting away and kind of being on another planet, but still being here with everybody else on Earth.
Okay, all right, on the outside looking in, you know, in your own little world. I was impressed by the music, but what I really want to talk about is how has, you know, this is your first CD, right?
It's my first solo project.
Your first solo project, right. How has technology helped you as a young artist get your name out there, do the things that you want to do, where if you didn't have the connections and relationships 20 years ago, you would not have been able to do that?
Number one thing is the connection. Pretty much the internet gives you unlimited access to people and places. Advancements as far as like the track that we're just playing, technology, the production, the engineering, all of that was done independently, and we wouldn't be able to do it without the technology.
So we say independently, and here with her in the studio, and we'll bring him in to kind of segue into that. We talk about the engineering, is her partner G.E.N, who produced that track, right? And G.E.N, tell us about
building the
I'm intrigued. How do you build your studio? Tell us about your studio.
It took years to get to the amount of equipment I have now, and also to have the knowledge to actually be able to run that equipment effectively.
Okay.
Now, you mentioned earlier, say 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you couldn't do the same things you can do now as far as recording capabilities in your home, but they had like huge multi-million-dollar studios, and it's actually funny because nowadays you'll find those same multi-million-dollar quality studios inside people's homes.
Wow, that's
and,
right.
You know, it takes years. It really does take years to build up that equipment and knowledge so that you can run it effectively.
Right. Now the key here is that because of the technology, I'm talking computer technology, and software development, so you can be able to manage the tracks, cut the tracks, and I'm not a music person, so I don't know anything about taking track 1 and mixing it with track 4, and you know, and you know, putting my voice in the song, and I'm not even there. I don't know anything about all that. But when you take a look at you building your studio over time and learning that skill set, the bottom line is you had a dream, and the technology allows you to get there. You didn't need a relationship with Arista Records or a cousin that had a boyfriend who had a cousin who had an aunt that worked for the Arista Records guy in the basement somewhere, right? You know, that's how you used to get on years ago. Now you can just make your own way.
For sure.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay, good stuff. So tell me about, what was the process like when you and ItzNoelZ put together this CD for it?
We recorded most of the album at G.E.N's studio, his production studio, where he also produces the beats and engineers. You know, you get studio time, get your beats in and everything.
Okay.
215 Productions.
Okay, 215 Productions, all right.
Yeah.
But we had two mixtapes, a mixtape series called Change the World, Volume 1, and Volume 2 was actually Operation London, UK, where through the internet we met a producer, Digo Brown, from Southwest London. Received production from him from UK. We've never met him ever. But via technology, we have a great relationship with this person.
All right.
So we came about, both me and G.E.N have solo projects out right now. Basically just trying to get people to be familiar with us as individuals, but we're still working together. I have G.E.N has placement as far as his beats on the album. also did some of the recording and mastering now also.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And see, that's the you just said something that's key. You're worldwide. I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
Because of the technology,
it's pretty
people,
big.
here is a group from Philadelphia. They didn't take the relationship and all that, and they connected with somebody in Southwest London, and now their music is not only being heard here, it's being heard over in London,
Right.
and all it's going to take is for something to happen via YouTube or some kind of post, and then we'll be seeing ItzNoelZ and G.E.N on some TV show at the American Music Awards or something like that. So that's what intrigued me about this. If you're out there in the listening audience, you have experience with music and how the technology has changed. I know we have a lot of musicians listening to the program. In fact, I remember we did the program on the MP3 technology and how that has changed the music industry. But with every change, there are good and bad, and how the music quality is what do you say, degraded a bit, and only I don't know the difference, but music people who understand music, who listen, who have great ears, they can hear the difference between a fully mastered cut that's not shrunk down to MP3 size. I have noticed with the MA4 format that you have larger file size, so the music quality is a little better, right?
Yeah.
But I downloaded some files the other day. They were in the MA4 format, and then instead of having the file size is double, so that means you have a better quality of music that's coming out of that file. So if you want to join the discussion, give us a call here in the studio at 215-634-8065 or 1-866-361-0900. I want to hear about your experiences of how music has changed. If you're a musician out there, call in and share that. And if you have some information to share with our guests here in the audience, let's do that as well. Now, as I listened to the CD that was given to me a few weeks ago by ItzNoelZ, I was listening. I was like, well, this is actually good. Now, I'm a little older, so I'm part of the original rap generation, right? And the hip hop, the hippie to the hippie, the hip the hop, and don't stop the rock. Do the bang bang boogie, say up jump the boogie with the rhythm of the freaky beat. So that's me saying it more. I don't think I remember that. But as I was listening, and ItzNoelZ, I was listening to track after track after track, and some of the tracks you got a little personal, talking about you, talking about your experience, and I thought that I kept focusing on the skill level. How did you develop the skill level, the delivery of what you do, the song? I was just like, wow, this is some good stuff.
Really practicing. I'm the best artist that I have ever been in my life right now, and it just took a lot of development, a lot of constructive criticism that I had to actually listen to and put into play. Like, I like to take people's advice, and I can say, like, it really works if you listen. I listen to people.
Okay. So you took the advice of those who've also done it. That's one of the things when I studied, my field is technology, and my aspiration was to be the head technology person in an influential, in a large firm, whatever, right? And one of the things that I forget who said it, but I think it was Les Brown. He said, if you want to be an expert, you have to study the experts, right? So you have to study what we call SMEs, subject matter expert, people who have done and are doing the things you want to do. So that's one of the things I want to do. Well, so if you want to be a CIO, right, then why don't you have a subscription to CIO Magazine, James? Right? So you need a subscription to CIO Magazine. Is that one of the ways you stay in touch by all of the media content out there with the different that cover the music industry? Do you do that as well?
Yeah, most definitely. Once my father told me that success leaves trails, you should always follow the people who are successful. And it sticks in my head a lot. Those who I find to be successful I like to try to follow them and see what works for them and see how it could work for me.
Okay.
Basically.
Well, that's important. So now, when we were talking in the green room there, you told me that you grew up in Germantown and your roots are still here in D.C. You're from Germantown. What was that experience like?
It was fun. It was fun. I became more developed in my artistry actually in high school, being a part of the ciphers in the lunchroom. That's when I started.
Ciphers in the lunchroom? Was that the name of a group?
No, it's like, rap cipher.
Okay.
Everybody
I'm 48. Okay.
Kind of like when they used to be out in the park with the beatbox and
circle up and rap.
tables and the mic.
Okay, so y'all just kind of showed up. Somebody started banging on the table, and somebody.
It's mostly acapellas. It's just like you go around in a circle and everybody spits a verse, and like it builds competition.
Okay.
It made me go home and want to write rhymes they had for the cipher at lunchtime.
Oh,
I'm not
I
even
see.
paying attention in class writing the rhymes because lunch is about to come up. I know they're gonna ask me to spit, so I gotta have something nice for them.
For those who don't know, spit means to say your rap. Okay?
Or a rhyme.
Oh, right. So we are talking technology and music, and we had to take a short break. We will be right back.